Hi, hello, I'm Sugar, and this is my team's route for plus 16 the other side. This route, I think, is a Dratnos weekly route from Raider.io, but I couldn't find his, so I left a link to my map in the description. This footage is sped up to help cut down on time and broken down by pulls. If you'd like to watch the slower footage, you can find it on my Twitch channel as a highlight in the description below. For the first pull, we gather all the cultists, soldiers, and the warlords at the bottom. We use hero and our CDs here to burn them down quickly. This second pull can be really dangerous, so make sure the tank and healer have enough CDs left over to survive this. If the tank goes down and you don't have trees or an earth elemental to tank the mobs, you're going to want to start kiting back immediately. Make sure to use interrupts on the death speaker and watch out for the frontal cone knockback. The third pull is the Enraged Spirit. If you have a Night Fae in the group, they can use the pottery to stun it. We use the pot as the third mask spawns. Watch out for mask spawning directly on the person clicking the pot. If this happens, they'll need to be spam healed to survive and finish their cast. Pull 4 is a soldier and some raptors. After these are down, you'll get your first pride here. Make sure you position the pride in a way that doesn't put you at risk of pulling the two warlords near the staircase or falling off the edge. Once you have your pride buff, the fifth pull is the two warlords. Make sure you're getting rid of the enrage buff so they don't hit your tank too hard. If you wait until they cast their enrage and they have the raging affix, you can remove both at once. Now you're going to need to make a U-turn and head back to the Zulgrub wing. Once inside, this is pull 6. Nuke down both of the devoted and grab the hexer. Have interrupts ready for the hexer's heal, as it does more healing than the priest's heal. If the hexer is still up, but low, you can drag it into pull 7 as it's not too scary. Just use what interrupts you can to help with the lightning discharge to mitigate damage and watch out for any heals. For pull 8, make sure to nuke down the devoted again. You can also stun them to prevent their cast if you don't have enough DPS to stop them from transforming, and just watch out for the hexer's heal again. For pull 9, we drag them back to the Night Fae pottery and use it on them as soon as they are in range of it. Again, watching out for the hexer's heal and interrupting anything else if you have extra interrupts. The second pride will spawn after this pull. Once it's down, go directly to the first boss, Hakaar. We use hero here as soon as it's up. The only tip I have for this boss is to keep the boss right where he starts for as long as you can. The Sons of Hakaar adds come up from the left or right sides of the stairs, and ranged DPS can easily target them before they come up to help get extra damage on them. Do not move out of the puddles. They drop until you absolutely have to. Once Hakaar is dead, make your way to the Mechagon wing. These are pulls 11 and 12. We like to take the dental drill and the headless client together. On the MDT map, it looks like the headless client is linked to the dog, however, it is not linked. Make sure you position the drill so you can line of sight the haywire safely. The rest of pull 12 is the mechanical dog and the 3 headless clients, and you want to take those after you have the drill down, and make sure to interrupt what you can to help mitigate damage. Pull 13 is another dental drill and a lubricator. We chain pull the lubricator when the dental drill is at a lower HP. If you're not comfortable doing this, you can wait until the dental drill is down before pulling the lubricator. Pull 14 is 2 lubricators. If you're short on interrupts, make sure to save them for the self-cleaning cycle channel rather than the lubricate cast. If you have an engineer in the group, they can shut off the slimes, but if not, roots, vortex, and other forms of CC also work well on them. Pull 15 is 3 sentient oil mobs. Try to interrupt the essential oil cast as best you can. After this pack is down, you'll get a third Prideful. We tend to bait the Pride and have our range and heals go over before the mobs die. This can be very tricky because you have to make sure you're not getting knocked off by the oil spewers as you're crossing and DPSing. We use trees or earth elemental to tank the Pride in the hallway until our tank can get over to us. If you're not comfortable doing this, stay on the platform where you pulled the sentient oils for Pride. For the Manastorms, we use Hero when Millie comes down. We try not to kill Millhouse because the stun he puts on us when Millie is active is very helpful. If you nuke him too fast, you won't have that. For tanks, you can also spam click in melee to try to help with the bombs so your range and heals don't have to chase them down and deactivate them when Millie is the boss you're fighting. After they are defeated, exit the Mechagon wing and start clearing the remaining trash. This is pull 17. Usually we don't do the Enraged Spirit with the other mobs, but due to its pathing, we decided to take them together. We didn't use the Night Fae pot on them either, we saved that for pull 18. Using the Night Fae pottery for pull 18 on the Death Speaker and Cultists is just more helpful since there is so much to interrupt and avoid with this pack. Once inside the Ardenweald wing for pull 19, we went really big. This takes a lot of kiting and binding, slowing, roots, vortex coordination to do without losing anyone. If you're not comfortable doing such a big pull, it's perfectly fine to take them in smaller groups or wait till mobs are mostly dead before pulling more. Do what you think your group has the best chance of surviving. After this pull is down, the 4th Pride spawns. For the 4th Pride here, we've always found it easiest to line up in the middle on the light blue path. Since we have the Pride buff for pull 20, we do another big grouping here and double it up with the Night Fae pottery behind the pillar. I forgot to mark that in the MDT, but we do use it here. Pull 21 is also a really big pull that we coordinate our slows, binds, vortex, and roots for. Again, you don't have to pull this big if you're not comfortable doing so. At the end of all of this, you'll spawn your 5th Pride. Positioning with Pride here can be a little tricky. You have to watch out on the right side so you don't pull the Stealth Spriggans. We generally try to position on the left side, but here our tank was already on the right side, so he was just extra careful not to pull, even though the rest of us were terrified. I don't have many tricks here for Dealer Xy'exa. My Shaman and tank handle the lightning debuff mostly, and I just stand and throw stars at things. If you're in position quickly enough, you can spam click the orb to get out of this wing right as the fight ends. However, I was not in the right position and I had to wait for the Mojo infusion to finish before I could leave the wing. Now that all the trash and bosses are done, it's time for Mueh'zala. Since it was Tyrannical week and we had a good amount of time left on the timer, we decided to do 2 groups for each teleport phase. One group of tank, heal, DPS went left and the other 2 DPS went right. We used our CDs on the first ad and then we used Hero on the second teleport to finish off Mueh'zala. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Okay, bye!